Is my career, my calling on Down on the Radio. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Stephanie Fletcher Lati, and this is another episode of My Career, My Calling. Wow, it's another Tuesday evening, and no doubt you are as surprised as I am that the Tuesday has come around so quickly. But nonetheless, it is another great Tuesday afternoon to hear what's happening around Sydney and what's happening in the career scene. And so that's our purpose for being here today. And I hope you will stay tuned with us because we've got another treat for you this evening. Yes, so if you are watching us live on Facebook, welcome. For those who are listening to us live on TuneIn Radio, thank you for joining us. And this promises to be another excellent and another exciting evening. This evening, we are not wasting any time because we've got a special guest calling in on the program today, and we will be hearing a lot about the Jamaican Music and Food Festival. It's happening. This weekend. It happened in Williamson Town in Melbourne, and this weekend it's happening live in Sydney. And so today we wanted to bring you a special broadcast with the promoter, the organizer of this event, to hear about another side of our career journey, which is all about the music business. And so stay tuned. Before we get our guest online this evening, I would like to invite you to share this broadcast with family and friends. Share this broadcast on your Facebook news feed, on your wall, share it in your stories, invite someone to come and join with us, and I am sure you will not be disappointed. So we are getting ready to get into today's program, and we're looking forward to speaking with you. Now, if this is your very first time on My Career, My Calling, I would love to let you know that this is a weekly program that is run here live on Down on the Radio every Tuesday at 6 p.m. And I am your host, Stephanie Fletcher Lati. Now, the purpose of this program is really to help migrants in particular to engage with the Australian marketplace, to be able to function, to be able to find and retain jobs. And so what we do every week, we provide some information to help our audience to better understand the job market, the workplace, to understand different industries in Australia, and so that information can assist you to get around, to find jobs, to enter different networks, and also to progress in your chosen career. And this evening is no different. What we are doing today is to show you another side, another aspect, as we have consistently done in the last 6 months on this program. So I want you to grab a cup of tea or grab your dinner, get one of the young people, get the year 11, year 12 students, call your family members and your neighbors, and join us for another exciting program on My Career, My Calling.
Greetings.
Yes, good evening. This is Down on the Radio, and this is Stephanie Fletcher Lati with your program. Good evening. We've got a caller on the line. Good evening.
Yes, Stephanie, how are you today?
Oh, wow. Good evening, Lincoln. Thank you so much for calling through. Really, really grateful that you are able to join us this evening on this program.
Yes, man, I've been looking forward to having a chat with you,
Very, very good.
there's no time like the present.
No time like the present. Wow. Likewise, I'm very excited to have you online, and yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from you today.
All right, so you wanna know what I've got in store for your listeners?
Yes, so before we get into the deal of the matter, let's have a let the audience to have an idea of who is this person we've got on the line. I've been giving them a little bit of teaser, but it's no better than to hearing from you. Yes.
Well, in my humble opinion, I'm one of the foundation of the Jamaican community that left Jamaica and traveled to Australia to live.
Wow.
It's coming up to 30 years since I've been living in Melbourne.
Wow.
Yeah, I've always been involved with Jamaican music in some aspects during the whole time. Even though I spent some time working on commercial radio, even in the city of Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Perth, and Adelaide, on the Stereo network. I have an alter ego, which is Stick Marebo. My mom calls me Lincoln, but my fans call me Stick Marebo.
Yes.
So I've been around the place for a long time as a DJ, as an MC, as a bystander, and as a dancer. Well, I dance. Well, I don't know if anyone think I'm a good dancer, but I love to dance. I've never made any money dancing. So I don't think it's that good.
You're probably a little bit like me, Lincoln. We love to dance, and when we're ready to drop legs, we do it very well, but nobody pays us to do it.
That's right. But Sister Stephanie, you only dance in the church, though, yeah?
Look, I dance in the church, but I drop legs at home.
At home, yeah. Well, I love the dance hall still,
Yes.
And the church hall and the home hall, whichever I dance anyway.
Yeah.
So yes, a little bit of a background about me, yes. I've been living in Melbourne for 30 years. I've got 4 grown-up kids.
Yeah.
I feel now I've got enough time to do something that is very close to my heart, which is promote Jamaican music and its culture, including the food and the way people dress and the way we talk. And we have lots of stories to tell. And I think that not many Jamaicans or not many people are actually showing off this very rich culture. So
yes.
I'm bringing it to the Australian people.
I totally agree with you, Lincoln, and having been part of the movement of really promoting the Jamaican culture in Australia myself, I totally understand that passion and the need to give Australia an authentic taste of true Jamaica. And I want to applaud you and your team for the great job that you are doing, promoting the music and the food, the love and the unity. So, hats lifted and raised to you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Back in 2016, I had this vision in my head to present Jamaica on a bigger scale than what we've always been doing in Australia.
Yes.
We have a little club thing and, a little get-together, and I decided that I could combine Jamaica's 2 biggest exports and put it together and showcase to the people the music and the food, because I've been into some 5-star restaurants where there's Jamaican dishes on the menu, which never really taste anything like what my mom used to cook them. So, I decided that we could bring all of the Jamaican food business in Melbourne together, and all the people from wherever they came from to play music that is inspired by or originated from Jamaica.
Yes.
So any DJ, any band, any MC in Melbourne that wanted to be involved, I invited them and welcomed them, whether they're Australian, Indian, English, wherever they come from. As long as they were interested in playing Jamaican music, they were on the bill.
Wow.
This year we end up with 54 acts in Melbourne on Sunday just past.
Unbelievable.
And just for your listeners to know, we're talking about the Jamaican Music and Food Festival.
Yes.
It's been up and running for 4 years in Melbourne, and there's been a very high demand to take it to Sydney the last 2 years. There's people who have flown down from Sydney to come to the festival. This year we had people from WA, from Tasmania and from South Australia, and a few people from Sydney. I don't think they got the message that we're actually coming to Sydney. Remember Zacchaeus in the tree when the father was walking? And Jesus said, Zacchaeus, come down from the tree, because tonight I shall have dinner at your house. And Zacchaeus thought he would get up on the tree to have a look to see the Messiah go past. He didn't realize the Messiah was coming to his house that night. So for the Sydney people who travel all the way to Melbourne, now you're going to have to come to your own party in Sydney.
That's right. That's right. That's right. The good news is coming to your house this weekend, Sydney.
Yes. Yeah, so we have a very, very massive lineup, you know. We have some amazing internationals.
Yes.
And we have the best of the local musicians playing reggae, soca, dancehall, calypso, dub, reggae, everything Jamaican, ska, rocksteady.
Yeah.
Will all be represented on Saturday at the Greenwood Hotel.
Before you go into that, though, Lincoln, you know, I know this past weekend you had the Melbourne version of the music and food, the Jamaican Music and Food Festival. Come on, you know, unfortunately I didn't get to come, but you know, I definitely will be representing this weekend. But for those who need a bit of a teaser, you know, how was Melbourne? Tell us what happened in Melbourne.
Well, did you not catch the ABC News on Monday night to see all the colors and flair and all of the activities that were taking place at JMFF in Melbourne?
Wow.
We had, I mean, look, Melbourne has been pretty overcast and a bit miserable with the rainy weather.
Yes.
I mean, Sydney's going on. New South Wales is under a lot of intense pressure, and I really, feel for the people or anybody who's affected by those fires.
Yes.
But Melbourne has had a bit of rain. I can't believe we live in the same country.
Yes.
And on Sunday, the heavens opened up, and it was pure sunshine and a little bit of cloud.
Wow.
So we had close to 4,000 people come out.
My goodness. Wow.
To enjoy another stellar day. Everybody was just excited. There's not been any ejection. No one was intoxicated. No one was passed out. There was not a single fight. No one was angry. It was just the best chilled event you could ever ask for. It was amazing.
Wow.
And if I could pick a highlight,
come on, pick a highlight.
I normally don't get to enjoy any of the day, you know.
Yes.
But if I pick a highlight, we had Melbourne costume parades. Woo! Melbourne Carnival costume parades did a parade at 3:00 in the afternoon. In the middle of the event, a whole heap of dancers on the main stage, all dressed up in feathers like they're going to the carnival in Trinidad. And then they took the carnival through the entire festival to the other stage where there was a calypso band playing.
Come on now.
So for me, that was just wow.
Yeah.
Wish I was one of those people, but I had a show to take care of,
My goodness.
So yes, Melbourne turn it on once again,
Yes.
And every time I do it, I think maybe this is the last year I'll do it, but because of the way people react, I just don't see the last year coming very quickly.
Wow. I can only imagine. I'm just picturing, the flair and the pomp and the excitement and just people having a great time, enjoying the Jamaican culture, the vibes and the music and the tunes. I'm conjuring up a picture in my head.
Yes, look, there's an elderly gentleman I've known for as long as I've been in Australia, and I have not seen him. I've only seen him 3 times in the last 3 years, and it's on the same day at the same place.
Wow.
And Horace came to me and said, Lincoln, this is not just a festival highlighting Jamaican music and food. He says, this is a catch-up, because every year I come here, I've seen people I don't see at all for the whole year.
Yes.
And then they're all here.
Wow.
So I was just like, whoa, that makes me feel so good, because we are a very small community. Everybody from the Caribbean. We are a long way away from home.
Yes.
And we really need to find a space where we can catch up. And you know what I'm going to do next year, Auntie Stephanie?
Tell me.
I'm going to create a domino tournament in the festival.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. They tell me I'm crazy,
No, that's just gonna take it to the whole another level, man.
I'm gonna create a domino tournament, and we have 10 hours to find the champion domino players.
Wow.
Yes.
That's definitely taking it to a whole nother level, man. And I'm sure those who are listening, my listeners, you guys, all the domino champions out there, next year, get ready. Begin to dust off your dominoes and begin to play some games, because next year at the JMFF, you're going to show us your motion. Tra-la-la-la-la.
Dominoes tournament. We might not be that good in cricket at the moment.
Yeah.
But nobody in the world can beat us in domino.
That's it.
Nobody.
And if I'm around, I'm gonna get a table, man. I'm gonna lick some six. Hey.
All right then. All right. That sounds good.
Wow.
And we're taking the craziness to Sydney for the first time.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Melbourne has had this amazing treat, and I know quite a few people from Melbourne. A big shout out to Anna and Jamaican Delight. I remember the first year when you had it and Anna flew down. I remember she told me that there's no way this is going to happen, and she wouldn't be there. And I know a few other people who have been there, each year. So, big shout out to the faithful supporters, the Sydney supporters.
Yes. Well, I actually didn't know that Anna was at the very first one, but I traveled to Sydney and I met Anna, and when I thought of someone that could fly the flag for us in Sydney, I said it's got to be Anna.
Yes,
because she's got the food thing going and she's passionate about what she's doing, and I felt like we connect.
Yes,
and so in Sydney, I mean, it's Anna's event.
Wow.
Yeah, it is as much hers as it is mine.
Wow.
And,
yes.
I'm so happy that we can work together, and we're gonna put on a show for Sydney. You watch it.
Wow. I'm very, very super excited that the show is coming to Sydney, and I'm very, very excited for many, many reasons, and I'm just hoping that the Sydney side, as the Jamaican music and food fans in Sydney, are getting ready, and they've been getting their tickets, because this weekend is going to be epic.
Yes. So I think, Stephanie, you should be telling your listeners that you are actually performing. You were the first act I booked for JMFF in Sydney in 2019. And you know why?
Tell us.
The reason is, a lot of people don't realize that the gospel reggae is a very, very big thing in Jamaica.
Yes.
And every dance needs a blessing.
That's right.
And we need to bless the dance before everything else happens, before you eat up all the food and drink up all the drinks and have the dance. You need to bless it. So we are getting Stephanie and her band to bring the gospel to the festival and bless the festival before we kick into, well, in Jamaica, they call the thing, big thing. So we have 3 areas of entertainment at the Greenwood Hotel.
Yes.
2 are indoors and 1's outside on a big stage. So, yeah, we still have quite, some tickets left in the bank, but it could sell out because they're moving very, very, very fast.
Yes. People have been contacting me a lot too about where they can find tickets. So just as we're on that point, if you have not yet got your ticket for the Jamaican Music and Food Festival, you can go on Facebook, or better yet, you can go on the jmff.com.au website, and you can buy tickets for the Sydney show, which is happening this weekend. But you have to be quick, because the tickets are pretty much almost sold out. So it's first come, first serve. So that's jmff.com.au, and the tickets are for Sydney. Make sure you grab your tickets, because, you have me coming to bless the program, man. It's gonna be awesome, if I can say so for myself.
We do have some big names coming up. I have the Mad Professor on the lineup, Richie Stevens and Major One from Far East, the Far East Empress from Singapore.
Yes.
We also have a live band behind Richie Stevens.
Yes.
And Flames Eyes from Jamaica. He's a young up-and-coming Jamaican artist, and he's very lyrical, and his lyrics are very meaningful, and pretty strong, you know.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but we also have a lot of local talent, local to Sydney.
Yes.
On the lineup, you know, like King Tide. We got King Tide playing. We have DJ Phasma,
Yes.
Errol Renewed, and the Caribbean Soul. So we have a little bit of carnival there as well.
I know those guys. Big up Phasma and Errol.
Yeah.
Looking forward to
and
seeing
Ted
these guys.
Vassell and More Judgment.
Oh, Judgment. Big up yourself, More Judgment.
Yes. So it's gonna be a party, and we're putting it on for the people, you know.
Yes.
One thing I'd like the audience to know: you need to get there early, because our very first act at midday is a Jamaican singing cooking chef.
Whoa! Is that Carly Day?
That's Carly Day and the JA joint.
Whoa!
Whatever she cooks, she will share it with the audience. So there you go.
I am bringing my stomach empty, please.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, it's almost nostalgic just really talking about this and just remembering when it all started about 4 years ago. And I remember, you know, that this was an idea that was given birth to, and it happened. You know, I'm sure there were lots of skeptics about, oh, it's not possible. But 4 years in a row, I believe that's a great blessing, actually. And you've been able to consistently deliver each year, and it got better and better each year.
Yes, you know, I've always had people around me that are positive.
Yes.
And every time I feel like it's too much and it's getting too hard and it's too much work and not much rewards. I mean, the rewards is really just seeing people having a great time.
Yes.
But I've always had very positive people around me that always push me and make me rise above and get up and do it again, you know?
Yes.
I'd like to mention something that is going to be very important to the event in Sydney.
Yes.
We have one of the biggest sound system. This is a custom built sound system.
Wow.
Called Tough Tone. That's going to be playing in the Rootsman's Corner. Mm-hmm. And that's just really roots. These guys are so rootsy. They actually have one turntable.
Yes.
So it's not no beat mixing session. It is just playing like we used to in Jamaica when people couldn't afford to have two turntables. We only use one.
Yes.
And they have a whole host of MCs and selectors, and that corner is going to be just pulsating the whole time.
Wow.
Can't miss it.
Wow.
Tough tone sound system.
Tough Tone. Yes.
Yes.
I remember some time ago, one of our brothers put this custom built sound system on, showed us something that was built. I wonder if this is it. Wow.
Yes, it's a big sound, you know.
Yeah,
it's a very big sound. So I'm not. Yeah, it took years for the boys to put it together. So
I can imagine.
We're gonna have it inside the Greenwood Hotel on Saturday. It's gonna be wicked.
Wow. So
I think JJ is a Jamaican guy living in Sydney, and JJ brought the first custom built sound system to Australia.
Wow.
And he still has it, you know. So maybe next year we get JJ to string up the sound, because I think it's in retirement, but this is a good reason to bring it out.
Bring it out of retirement, yes. That sounds really, really good. Now, for those who are, you know, who are planning to come, can we bring our children? Is this a family-friendly event?
Well, in Melbourne, it's a family event.
Yes.
Because we have a big canvas and a blank canvas that we turn into an event space.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in Sydney, we have some restrictions with going into a licensed venue, and we can't really fill it with children.
Yeah.
You know, so we are recommending that you leave the kids at home.
Yes.
And get a babysitter. It will be well worth it. That means you can stay out and party, because we also have an after party after the party.
Wow.
and there's also an after party after the after party. So
like true Jamaicans, eh?
Yeah,
like
correct.
True Jamaicans. True Jamaicans.
Indeed.
And I know all the Caribbean people from the length and breadth of the Caribbean. You know, this is as much theirs as it is Jamaica's, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's everything there. There's soca, there's calypso,
Yes.
there is zouk, there's everything.
Yes.
Anything that you think, because Jamaica plays and create a lot of those music as well. All of the music from the Caribbean, I think the central place where it all comes from is Africa.
Yes.
So everything sounds the same, you know?
Yes, yes.
Everything is about the drums and the bass and the rhythm section.
Yeah, the rhythm. Yeah, yeah. So this festival is for lovers of Caribbean, West Indian, Jamaican, Trinidadian, soca, zouk, calypso, whatever you like from the Caribbean. You will get a taste of this at the Jamaican Music and Food Festival. My goodness, I'm just starting to smell the food already, you know. I'm looking forward to having some jerk chicken and some festival and some nice curry goat from Jamaican Delight.
Yes, and to Stephanie, yes, there's also vegetarian and vegan options. So
yes.
If you're not into eating meat, or you want something a bit lighter, we've got everything.
Yes. Very good. So there's something for everyone. There's something on the menu for every taste and diet. Come prepared to be tantalized. Your taste buds will be given a treat, and I'm sure it will just be an amazing day. Now, I know we don't have much time with you, but give us a rundown of the artists that we can expect, on Saturday at the Greenwood Hotel.
Yes, look, we have, like I mentioned before, a massive lineup of local and internationals. And of course, I must remind people that Stephanie Fletcher Larty will be on doing the beginning of the event, giving us a blessing and running the thing. We have the Jamaican cooking chef in the J joint with Carly, the Bamboo Hut, which is another program that runs in Sydney. They're going to be there with our team as well.
Yes,
we got
I know the King and the Queen. Yes.
So we also have, the dancehall is a very important part of the Jamaican music scene.
Yes.
And we have the 101 Doll Squadron actually doing a small performance, a big performance on the main stage. We have Prince Vince, Mad Professor, Phasma, Altafari, Deep Forward, Jake Savannah, More Judgment, Lady Erica. Lady Erica is Usain Bolt's cousin.
Wow.
And you never know who is going to turn up at these events. Brian Lara was at Sunday. He just came backstage and said, "Hey, let's go and have a beer."
Just like that.
I go, "Brian, I didn't even know you're coming." So he was in town, heard about it, and he came. So
how amazing.
A good one. Papa George.
Wow.
No, Papa George has been in Sydney. He lived in Sydney back in the 80s and 90s and moved to Western Australia.
Yes.
But Papa George is coming back to play a set at JMFF in Sydney. Ayaja will be playing. Ted Vassell will be playing. It's rampacked with local and internationals, yeah?
Yes.
So yes, come out and look. We want to do this in Sydney every year.
Yes.
And, we want to keep it in a space for families.
Yes.
So the best thing to do is support this year, so we'll see that there's a potential for us to come back and do it in Sydney.
Yes.
And yes, we will be there. So you can get your tickets now at jmff.com.au, and we have some really good bargains going, some packages.
Yes.
So get in now, because if you don't and it's sell out, you'll be on the other side of the fence looking in.
Wow. And we don't want that. We don't want that. So listeners, call a friend, share this Facebook live stream with your friends and families. It's got all the information about the Jamaican Music and Food Festival happening this Saturday on the 16th of November at the Greenwood Hotel in North Sydney. Man, you do not want to miss this out. This will be a treat for all the lovers of Caribbean music and food and the vibes. This is the place to be this Saturday, the 16th of November. Now, just to wrap it all up, any final words, to those who might be altering between two opinions about whether they want to be there, encourage them. Let's encourage them about this weekend.
Yes, well, if you are in two minds about coming, there are two legends actually involved in the festival this year. Mad Professor is an absolute legend. He has been coming to Australia since 1991.
Wow.
He's been coming and almost every year. And Mad Professor closed the show in Melbourne on Sunday, and not one single person left until his set was over, because then you never know what he's gonna do. He remixed so many people's songs,
yes.
and he does it in front of your eyes, live, and he'll invite potential artists in the audience to come up and grab the mic, and he will record them, he'll remix them, and play them back to the audience.
Wow.
He is a mad professor. He is an absolute genius.
Wow.
So, and Richie Stevens is going to be in front of a band.
Yes.
The bass player in the band, Mr. Dwight Cunningham, he has played with some of the biggest musicians in Jamaica, including Richie Stevens himself,
yes,
and Luciana.
Yes.
So you want to come and listen to this brother play the bass that he makes for himself. He makes it himself. And he is the leader of the band backing up Richie Stevens. So if that's not enough for you to come out, then what else can I say?
Wow. Yes, I am super excited to be invited to open this show. And I want to say big thank you, Lincoln, for really, giving me the opportunity to do this. And I just want to say to those who love gospel music, those who've been begging me to sing, this is your opportunity to hear me live on stage, backed by Cunningham's band and some amazing singers. You don't want to miss this. And I am so looking forward to hear one of my all-time favorite singers, which is Richie Stevens. I love that brother so much. And I'm looking forward to just, jamming to the tunes that, he's a guy who sings good, clean reggae music for the, inspirational stuff that really gets you and brings you back to the days. He's a ska he's a guy who does a lot of ska. So, get some exercise this week, because there's going to be a lot of dancing.
And you should know that the official singer for the Soulja band, which is Souljah,
yes,
Soulja for Jah,
yeah,
is none other than Mr. Pat Powell,
yes,
legendary Jamaican voice,
yes,
from Sydney.
Pat Powell himself.
Yes.
And Pat's band won an area like a few weeks ago.
Yes, the Scar Vendors.
Yes.
Yes.
So
you come out and listen to some Pat Powell. He's the man with the golden tones.
Yes. So award-winning musicians, lots of great stuff happening here in Sydney this weekend. And I'm so glad that I'm in Australia at such a time as this to witness this myself. And so thank you for listening to us this evening. Lincoln, I can't really thank you enough for really taking time out to really share this. I really thought this would be a great idea. This show is about my career, my calling, but we showcase the different scenes, and this is as much a part of the whole thing, having that vision about something and being able to follow through. And we've been talking about having a dream and how you can really make that dream come true. And here is a team, Lincoln's team is living the dream of seeing the Jamaican, Caribbean, West Indian culture, being preserved and promoted to its best in Australia. And I don't think we could ask for more.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for your support.
Yes.
And yes, Sydney, we're coming at you, so make sure you have comfortable dancing shoes and stamina.
Yes. Lincoln, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an awesome time, my brother, and I'm looking forward to having a drink with you this weekend.
Yeah.
And just really having a good laugh and drop a few legs, you never know.
Yes, indeed, because there'll be a lot of sky, we can go back to the roots of the thing,
That's one. I will put you to a challenge with the sky.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lincoln. And
It's
I
my
look
pleasure.
forward to seeing
Absolute
you this
pleasure.
weekend. And to the rest of the team behind the scenes working on the Jamaican Music and Food Festival, big up yourself. And we're looking
Epic
forward
times.
to a great program this weekend. It's My Career, My Calling. And it's been great here on this edition with Lincoln Edwards from Jamaican Music and Food Festival.
No respect, Stephanie.
Have a good evening, Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yes. Proud to be Jamaican. What an amazing time here in the studio this evening with Lincoln Edwards, aka Stick Marebo, and the Jamaican Music and Food Festival crew. And this weekend at Greenwood Hotel in North Sydney, make it a date this Saturday, starting from lunchtime and up. It will be an amazing program. As you've heard from Lincoln, yours truly will be gracing the ground with gospel music this weekend. As you know, we do it well, and we like to do it well. So we're looking forward to seeing you. We're gonna break our transmission for this evening. We thank you so much for joining us. And next week, I've got another amazing guest lined up for you as we get back into a lot more about career. And we've got a very amazing award-winning person coming as our guest next week. So thank you so much for joining us. If you've got, I'll just have a quick Facebook check-in to see if there's any questions, any comments. Thanks to all of those who are live on Facebook. Anna, thanks for staying with us. Auntie Mary, Stanley, thanks for joining us. And all the others who are with us each week, thank you so much for faithfully showing up and making this program the great program that it has been. Thank you for joining me this evening for another edition of My Career, My Calling. I will see you next week at the same time right here and Down on the Radio, and to take you out